Hey guys, in this video, it's gonna be a serious one, a deep one. We're gonna be talking about narcissism, um, karma, universal karma, and wrapping. Again, I'm going off my top of my head here. This is essentially projection from my own experience, but hopefully, it can help people that are, healing or suffer from narcissistic abuse or not, looking up terms about narcissism. Um, true narcissism, true narcissism. True narcissism, sociopathy, even psychopathy, and trying to figure out why people act the way they do. And this point of this video is that it's a, I don't know, like a lot of people, I live my life and certain things in my life, I think of quotes from movies or shows. And in Breaking Bad, the scene where Jesse's in rehab, some kind of rehab, and he says, he's like losing it, and he's saying, if people just do things and nothing happens, what does it all mean? Paraphrasing, I think it's something like that. And that's the point of this video. Is I just kind of want to talk openly. And go very deep, very very deep, pretty much as deep as it goes. As deep as I can think of about a topic, as far as our, it's almost the epitome of existentialism, why we're here, and how we navigate each other, and and with the framing of that quote, what does it all mean if someone, gets away with, you know, unspeakable atrocities? There are psychopaths in society. They get away with everything. True psychopaths, they don't have empathy. It's almost like they resent your empathy. Stage one, your empathy is, you're a target. You're weak. I'm strong. I'm a psychopath talking. You're weak. I'm strong. And you deserve it. At a different level, as you understand them, or they are even kind of seen, or like your empathy or your awareness of something wrong, like they don't even look at it as, oh, I'm caught, because they don't have empathy. They don't think like that. They literally are like, another person, I gotta go move around, like move somewhere else. It's like, because it doesn't affect them, it doesn't matter. In other words, because they can, they will, because they can. If they could get away with murder, they will do it. They're powerful. Their whole framing in their mind is about power and control at a level that it supersedes even sociopaths. I'm going on a whole rant about psychopathy, but for the sake of this video, bear with me. Uh, they 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 put to shame even sociopaths and narcissists, because their wiring, it's just like, it's not there. It's very little to do with environment, in my estimation, in my opinion, in my research. And it's just, the environment is just there to train them to be better, and to, and like, they don't, that power is like is everything. Like they're like a black hole, so covertly. I look at psychopaths and covert narcissists very similarly, like very like the undetectable, vulnerable, covert narcissists. Like psychopaths they have a lot in common. That just manifests differently. But anyway, we're talking about these people. They exist in society, and how do you wrap your head around people getting away with this stuff, right? Hurting people and nothing being done because they slip through the cracks of the law, because the subjectivity of emotional pain. I don't think anyone, if you're watching this video and you've had emotional, psychological abuse, usually it can manifest in sexual and, physical. but the scars that you can't see, I don't think anyone would question that it hurts a lot worse than many, many times worse than I'll lose a freaking. I would rather lose a toe or two, a finger or two, than go through that again. I think it's in the spiritual and everything happens for a reason. I don't want to go on that level, but at the surface level, like that stuff is so much more painful. Um, for example, I might get to monetize that, whatever. You cut off your finger, you're not just gonna kill yourself because you lost your finger, but enough emotional pain, you're gonna unalive yourself. I like to interchange them, see what the algorithm does with that. But so there's an example. There we go. Drop the mic. I got a mic. I'll drop it. No. ADHD time. Here we go. We're gonna talk about serious stuff with ADD. You guys ready? Why would you even listen to this stupid guy with a hat on? All right. So what does it all mean? These people, get away with murder. I think for narcissists, their pain is in their life is a living hell. They'll never be at peace. And the deeper they go down the road of unaccountability and hurting people, I don't think those people will ever heal. Forget the moral standing of do they want to or not. I just think whether they want to or not doesn't matter. Like if you're doing stuff that's harmful like that, like you'll never change. That's the thing about sadists. Like it's working for them. People don't usually go to therapy until things reach a tipping point and become unmanageable. And that's what I think about when I think about people like that. And I think about my uncle. I'm going to try and be more personal, but I think he's not around anymore. And I think I don't speak ill of the dead. I don't buy that. I don't think, I think you shouldn't speak ill of the alive. The dead are gone. They're on a different plane. It doesn't matter. I like to learn from their stories. And so having said that, his story was one of deep pain and projection, and I think certain people, namely me, shined a light on his pain. And I think if people do enough bad things and have enough stuff pushed down over a period of time, that's why narcissists, when they get older, they get worse. Often they have less power to manipulate people, and a longer time period of pushing down things. If someone has more of the runway behind them than in front of them, it's easier to double down. Not making excuses, but I can see that. And I think those people, those high level narcissists, super sociopathic people, like they just can't, if they have to look at that, they're gone. There's too much. And I think that's the punishment here on this realm, on this plane, is existence of scarcity. It's a existence of a scarce mind, a lack of wholeness, a chaotic, painful, unenlightened, superficial existence. Like it's not optimal. It's not an optimal existence at best. At worst, it's absolute hell. So that's the punishment for these people. Someone enter. Minute 10 He talks about what does it all mean, and actually the point of the video. So, but I think that's the punishment on this plane. Psychopaths, their punishment is the same thing. It just they don't care, but they're not. Having all those emotions is great. Having emotions is like the spice of life. Like I don't like connecting, being seen, and like I just feel like psychopaths have they're flatline. So they're just here, doing harm, but also making good surgeons, good pilots, not good cops. And if we're, this is where I'm gonna get really deep, is the only thing that makes sense to me is the energy and the soul is there's something beyond the body and the mind. There is a soul. I think that's pretty, I don't know. I don't know how you can argue against there being a soul. Like, and that soul is energy, and that energy, it's a scientific fact, right? That energy can't be destroyed; it only can be converted, and that energy is converted into something. And I don't know. Maybe it's egotistical to think like there's like reincarnation. Energy is just into consciousness. Consciousness is when it gets weird. Energy is easy, but consciousness is weird. But consciousness and ego, is there a parallel? And then so to that end, is your consciousness and your ego subpar, for lack of a better term? Is it beneath energy? Is it your ego, consciousness, these things that you think are you that aren't you? Are what's the word I'm looking for? They are sub. They are a manifestation of that energy. In other words, if there is reincarnation and that energy goes someplace after you're gone, your energy and your vibration on this plane goes around and it lands in a newborn baby or whatever. Like it gets weird. I think that if there is that, it's just human beings are recycled. I don't know though. It's so impossible to know, but it's so impossible to know. But like, again, this is why we're going deep. This is like, I believe there's balance. I don't know who wrote the movie Martyrs. If you've seen that movie, the spoiler alert, it's absolutely horrifying. And it's like one of the only absolutely unbelievably like hard to watch horror movies that doesn't go into sexuality, which I respect. They gave it all of it redeemed all of its artistic merit, in my opinion, because it's just about pain and seeing God through pain. And I don't think you see God through pleasure. Actually, I know you don't. Having said that, the more pain that you experience, I shouldn't say the more because it's not like a thing. It's with pain becomes learning. And learning, I think, is similar to enlightenment. Like you're enlightened, right? What's the difference between enlightenment and learning? You're enlightened. Your enlightenment is just learning that makes you lighter. I learned something and I feel lighter. I don't know. That's out of my ass, but and then with that enlightenment, I think it's come closer to the universe, God, whatever the hell you want to call it. And with that, I think There's balance. There's more understanding. There's humility. There's the whole in the heart grows smaller, i.e., the God-shaped hole. My buddy said, I gotta look this up. He said that I brought that up to him, and he said there's scientifically proven there's like cells in the heart that have senses, like feelings or something. I don't know if I what he said, but it's like it's a lot more to the human heart than we initially thought. Something profound. I don't know, because when people say there's a God-shaped hole in your heart. Anyway, the more, yeah, I just like, part of me thinks I'm just inside too long alone, but also things don't have to be mutually exclusive. Um, I feel closer to balance, alignment, whatever, peace, all this stuff, and just understanding. Like I don't know. There's certain things it's like you can't explain other than, and it's not a cop out. It's like the human mind's so powerful that you can literally manifest anything, and it's almost like the positive of that. It's almost like offering to God. Like it's almost like it's the opposite of blasphemy. If we are lucky to be here, which I believe like it is a gift, like it's a good way to look at it. And pain being a lesson, and all this is just like it's life. We're doing it, guys. We're here, and like respecting it and honoring it. Like the more you do that, and like go the direction of gratitude, like it just abundance comes over you, and it's more than just other people wanting to be around you and the law of attraction. I think it's greater than that. It's bigger than that. And I don't know how else to explain that. Not to mention for me, I've had 3 recent things that are completely insane, unexplainable. I'm a math nerd. Statistical impossibilities have happened. And that's the way I look at like balance. Like it's like the way I look at God winking at us. Like when things happen you can't explain, people go, it's a miracle. It's just God. It's just like it's just a wink. Like it's like the deja vu's or the glitch in the matrix, and like the connective, the things that like God winking at you. It's like I look at it like an Interstellar, where you have to use gravity is the only thing in to be able to go through time, right? So they have to use gravity, and like he can just hit the book, and then change, and talk through time travel by doing weird things, right? Through gravity, essentially, right? Like it's just matter and science, and obviously God isn't gonna. I don't think anyone's gonna come back, or anyone's gonna like. When people say God, I don't believe in a guy in a cloud. It's like no one believes that. Like it's ridiculous, and you'll never see him. That's why I like Islam. I think that is. I kind of like that boundary. If you just do not draw that, you just don't do it. Like that's the ultimate blasphemy. Like it makes sense. It's also taking things too serious. I go both ways. I like it. I kind of like it though. I kind of don't. I kind of like it. I don't know. But that's how I look at when God is talking to you. Like things, synchronicities happen. That's like the universe, God, whatever is like expressing the way the books, just like, when he hits the books off to talk to his daughter. That's how God talks to us with alignment. Things lining up perfectly in a way that is improbable. Having said that, I just think it's balanced. Like, I don't know. I don't, if any of my detractors or people that are rooting against me are watching to this point, full disclosure, the last thing I thought about, let's just say, I gotta be ambiguous about this, but the last thing I thought about is I'm just horribly sacrificial, and I learned that it's conditioned to be that way. And other focused to the most toxic degree. And I thought to these people, a couple people, this is your chance. It's now or never. Because things beyond what I'm capable of or what anyone's capable of is watching. Like, I don't know. It's like deductive reasoning slash super unhealthy, sacrificial crap, sacrificing, whatever, absorbing and just horrible lack of boundaries on my part. But having, like, I just think that if something so bad happens and it doesn't change, like there's moments in life where if that didn't wake you up, nothing will. And so, like, those moments, it's like I just feel like those people will never be happy. They will have a lifetime of imbalance because manipulation and harm, is like short-term thinking. So that's the video, guys. Hopefully this made any kind of sense. I just went off on a couple tangents about stuff, but it's a deep one. If you're still watching, let me know what you think about karma, narcissism, sadists, and what does it all mean? What does it all mean when people get away with things? They get away with things. I'm praying for you guys on your healing journey. I shouldn't say that. That was bullshit. I hate when people say, I pray for you. Thoughts and prayers. I don't know you. I don't know. If I knew I had your name, I'd say I pray for you. And you tell me what happened, I pray for you. I can do that. I can't pray for you. I don't know who you are, and I don't know what the hell happened, and I don't know. So I can't say that. But I I hope you have a good day, and we'll talk in the next video.